Welcome to Tech Time. Today we are going to be talking about Twitter. So, Twitter is social media, and you use Twitter to communicate with people, and there's a very specific reason to use Twitter. So, we're going to talk about all the basics of getting on Twitter, how to get in and use it, and then why you might want to. So, all this and more today on Tech Time. Welcome to Tech Time. So, we're going to talk about Twitter. Twitter is a social media platform. If you've used Facebook or Instagram, you're familiar with social media. Twitter is kind of its own little thing. When you use Twitter, most people tend to prefer it because of the ability to communicate with people that you normally wouldn't communicate with. Now, unlike, say, Facebook, where you make friends with people, or Instagram, where you're following people that you know, when it comes to Twitter, you're kind of interacting a lot more with people that you may not necessarily know personally. It's a great way to interact with like celebrities, companies, anything that you wouldn't normally talk to because you don't have a personal connection with them. So that's what makes Twitter a great platform, if that's what you're interested in doing. So we're going to look at the basics of Twitter. And when we talk about the basics, I mean the very basics. So this first thing that we need to do, of course, is to create a Twitter account if you don't already have one. We go to twitter.com, that's the website. Once we make it to twitter.com, we have the option to either log in if we already have an account or to create one. Now, when you create a Twitter, there is a few steps that you will have to take. You're going to start by creating entering your name and phone number. You can also use an email. You can use both. I recommend both always. You'll enter your date of birth. And then once you enter the information on this first screen, it'll take you to the next screen, which I can't show you since I already have an account. But in the next screen, it will have you go through making your handle, which is basically the username that people see, as well as creating all the other pieces like your password, etc., things of that nature. If you've ever created any kind of account online, it is not going to be any surprise to you. Now, what comes after that is a little bit different. You are going to have to choose a few people to start following or a few topics that you might want to watch. And that's just so it can help set up your account so that you're not going into something and then have nothing on your screen. If you've ever created a Facebook account, when you first sign in to Facebook, there's nothing there. It's completely blank. You have to start making friends, finding groups or people to follow, and then you start to populate your news feed. So Twitter kind of wants to get you a head start and help you create that news feed. And I'll show you what all that is when we get signed in. So since I already have an account, as I said, I'm just going to log into it. Okay, so once you are ready, you sign in here, and now you have access to a news feed. You have access to other things going on around, and we're going to talk about all the pieces here. Let's start by looking at the screen itself. So Twitter is always trying to help you by finding people for you to follow, or by finding, in a way, friends, topics, things like that. You see it all over the screen here. But on the left-hand side, these are all your controls for your Twitter. So home will bring you back here to the news feed. Notifications will take you to your notification screen, which will allow you to see if you have new things happening, like if you're following somebody and somebody's following you, or somebody's messaged you, retweeted something. Again, we'll talk about all of that in just a moment. Let's go back to our home. Okay, so we have, besides our home button, we have the explore button, which allows us to explore what's happening on Twitter. They usually put out important things like elections, that's important right now, things that are trending, news, sports, entertainment, and you can scroll through and see tweets that are related to that are happening right now. And the things that you see here are not things that you may be following. These are just what's trending right now, what's important, what's everybody chit-chatting about. All right, we talked about notifications, messages. So if you want to send somebody a private message, have a conversation privately, you can do that. This is where you would go to check that as well. If you've bookmarked anything, you have the option of bookmarking certain pages, certain people, things that you want to be able to see quickly. Because as you'll notice, the more you start to follow on Twitter, the more you'll populate that news feed, the harder it might be to look for certain things or certain people. So if there's somebody or something that you really want to have the ability to see right away, that's what the bookmark's for. You can also pin things if you want to come back to it later. Lists, if you want to create a list, you can create lists here. Here's the thing that we really want to look at though, and this is our profile. When you create Twitter, you have to create a profile that helps people to know who you are. And this helps with then making connections or letting people know what you're about. So the profile page is very important when it comes to Twitter. You have the ability to put in a background picture, which I have OFPL in the background. Profile picture, which I'm using the Tech Time logo for right now. You can add, so here's my name, Trainer Mark, and then here is my handle. That's what people will use when they want to reach me through Twitter. So if they see something that they want to reply to me at, they will reply to @libtrainer, because that's how they get me. Putting in Trainer Mark is not how they're going to get me, because there could be 1,000 people that have the name Trainer Mark, but there's only going to be one person with the handle of libtrainer. So that's a unique thing, and when you're creating that, when you're initializing your account, you want to think about that. It can be changed, don't get me wrong. Anything on here can be changed, but that is a little bit more permanent. That's meant to be your big identifier. The top thing, you can change that anytime you want. So the Trainer Mark, I can change that to whatever I want, anytime I want. Really easy to change that. You can add as much or as little information as you want to. I'm going to show you what the profile screen looks like. So there's where your name goes. Like I said, you can change that to anything. There's no limitation on that. Although I would try to stay away from anything profane. You might get marked. There's a bio area where you can put up to 160 characters to describe yourself or what you're interested in. This just lets people know more about you. If you have Facebook, Snapchat, or other accounts, you can also add those here if you want people to be able to find you at those locations as well. You can put where you're located if you want. Some people prefer to keep that private, but if you want to advertise that, you can say, in Gallup or in New Mexico or whatever you want to put there. If you have a website that's attached to your Twitter, you can put that as well. I don't have a personal website, so I don't need to put anything there. But if I did, I would maybe want to add that so that people can click on it to go to my website where I might have more information for them. And then, of course, you can add your birthday. Again, none of this is required. The more information you put, the more you're putting out there for people to see. Because this is not private stuff. Whatever you put on here will be seen by anyone who clicks and looks at your profile. Unlike Facebook, where you can limit who has access to see this stuff, you do not have that same option in Twitter. Now, the other thing about your profile page is it will show you all of your personal tweets. In other words, things that you have posted or reacted to. It's kind of like looking at your own little history. So you can see I have tweets on here going back to 2016. That's the first time I ever taught Twitter. And then up until recently as August, where we did a short class on Twitter as well. So that is your profile page. If you want to check out other things like replies and tweets, you can check that out here. It's not going to look much different for me because I don't have many people that I'm interacting with, so no one's actually responding to anything I tweet. If you have pictures, it'll show up under media versus just tweets. So you can see I have some pictures here, but I also have some down below that are just words. And then likes. So things that I have liked will show up here. All right, clicking on more will give you access to more things that you can do with your account. Moments is a nice little thing that Twitter has here, where you can create moments. It's hard to explain what moments are. Think of it as almost like stories if you're using another social media platform, but not completely the same. You also have access to more settings and more privacy settings especially. Let's take a look at those, because this is where I like to focus. Whenever I teach anything about social media, I really like to spend a lot of time looking at this. So things about your account you can change here, like your account information, your password, so like phone numbers, things of that nature. You can manage your security settings. If you want to add two-factor authentication. If you want to see what other connections you are connected to, like where you are also signed in. This is where you can determine what kinds of things pop up, what you can see, if you need to mute or block anyone on Twitter, how you want direct messages to be handled. Under your tweets, so if you are going to be interacting with people that might have sensitive tweets, in other words, more mature tweets, you can check that so that it will mark that your tweets might have sensitive information. That way kids don't just click on it on accident, or somebody doesn't want to see more mature things won't see it on accident. You can determine how discoverable your Twitter account is to those outside. So with this checked, and this is the default, it will let people who have your email address find you. So they can put in your email and it will pull up your Twitter. If you don't want that, you can uncheck it. Or if you're using your phone number, same thing. If they put in your phone number, they can find you, or you can uncheck that and say, no, I don't want people to be able to find me by my phone number. Okay, you also have access to your accessibility if you need turn on certain things, how you want your fonts and stuff to look, what language you prefer, if you want to limit the data usage, if you have problems with that. These are all the additional resources to give you more information about Twitter and the policies and everything. If you want to know more about that, if you have legal questions, etc. So you do have some control over what happens to you on Twitter. So make sure you do check out your the settings, and then go through and make sure that your privacy and everything is the way that you want it to be. All right, we're going to go back to our home now. And let's see here. We're going to learn a few things about using Twitter, some really quick. First off, when you find someone that you want to interact with, or when you have people who are popping up on your newsfeed, there are a few things that you can do. So first of all, I'm looking at some tweets here. So these are text tweets, just information, no pictures. I have these three things that I can do. The first is I can leave a comment. And you can see there are 463 comments already there. So I can click there, add my own comment to this, and then it will reply to this thread. It'll create basically a Twitter thread of this tweet and then my response to it, and then it just kind of builds up down the line. I can also retweet, that's what these arrows mean, which is the same as sharing. So I take this tweet and I post it for those who are following me to see, because they may not be following Seth MacFarlane, but if I retweet it to my account and they're following me, they will get to see it now. It'll still show that it's from him, but it'll show that I'm sharing this tweet. We also have the option to like, put a little heart, like the tweet, and it tells you how many people have liked it, how many people have shared it, and how many people have commented on it. Okay, the three dots here on the top allow us to do all those same things, but there's a few more things that we can do. So if we're following this person and we no longer want to follow, maybe we're not interested in what they're doing, we can unfollow just by clicking here. We can say I'm not interested in this tweet, so maybe I don't like the content. I don't mind the person, but I just don't want to see this particular topic. I can do that. I can add or remove them from lists if I have them in a list, or make a list with this person. I can mute this person so that they don't show up on my feed anymore. Maybe I still want to connect with them, but I just don't want to see them. Or I can block them completely. Maybe I just don't want to see their stuff on my feed at all, or have any interaction with them, so I can block them. And then of course I can embed the tweet on other pages if I have them, or I can report it if I think it has something that violates the rules of Twitter. Right, other things that I can do. I can hover over and it gives me some quick information on this person, who they are. If I'm following them, it'll show up here already that I'm following, or give me the option to unfollow. And this is just a quick sum up of their page. So if I want to see the full thing, I can click on their name and it'll take me to the full page here. So this is Seth MacFarlane's Twitter profile page. This is what I see by clicking on him, just like when someone clicks on me, they see my page. So this is his bio, the information he wants to share, and then all of his tweets listed here, his history of tweets. All right, I'm going to go back. So, we have a lot of different things here, like the Washington Post is an organization, so we can click on the organization, look at it, and decide if it's something that we want to. So we're following it, I'm following it with this account. I can, again, unfollow it, see what they've posted, if I want to go through, because maybe it's something that I really like to check on, so I can go to their page and scroll through and see everything that I might have missed. Alright, now over here on this side, these are people that maybe we don't know. Okay, so here's President-elect Joe Biden. I'm not following him. So you see it gives me the option, if I want to, I can follow him by clicking here to follow. Until then, his things won't show up on my Twitter feed unless somebody I know shares it or has commented on it. So as long as there's no comment, sharing, or anything like that, then this won't show up on my feed unless I follow. All right, we're going to go back to our profile really quick. So it doesn't matter where you are on Twitter. When you are ready to share your own tweets, you click on the blue tweet button. It'll bring up a little box. And this is where you now have the ability to speak your mind, say what you want to say. So you can just type something if you want, and just leave it at that. You can add a picture. So I'm going to look through my computer here, find a nice picture, add the picture, let's see. Got Bugs Bunny on there from last time. Let's put the turkey. There we go. Okay, I can crop the turkey if I need to. Maybe I need to adjust it. I can do that. If I like the way it looks, I can just save it and leave it as is. Okay, so I've typed, I've added a picture. Now I can hit tweet and then it'll go out for the world to see. So let's do that. And there we go. I have now tweeted my turkey picture. So creating a tweet, easiest thing to do. Once it's out there, it is for whoever is following you to see. And now they can now comment, retweet, like your picture. You can also see the analytics because you're the one that posted this tweet. Analytics basically just shows you how many people have seen it, how many people have reacted to it. So if you're trying to do this other than just for personal fun and you want to really pay attention to how your tweets are doing, you can check that very easily. So that's it. That's the basics of Twitter. If you have any questions on using Twitter, just let us know and we'll be happy to assist you. If you want to learn how to do more on Twitter, let me know and we can talk one-on-one. But with these basics, you have what you need to go ahead and jump in, get started, and get tweeting. So enjoy. Make sure you check out all of our other videos on how to do various technology things. And we will catch you next time.